Hey guys, Tyler Erzberger here in my quarantine apartment. Today we have another special guest for you. We have Nisqy from Cloud9, the almost MVP 2 seasons in a row. His junglers have won MVP. He's been very close to winning MVP. He still hasn't gone yet. Maybe third time's the charm. Maybe this will be your year, Nisqy. Maybe this will be your split.
I hope so.
Was there any resentment? Does it? Because you were so close. I mean, just full transparency. ESPN Esports voted Nisqy as our MVP, the number one in our ballots for for LCS MVP in the spring season. You came up a bit short to your jungler Blabber, but since Garen, then Blabber. Do you feel like is it like a thing of like, man, I should have gone that?
I mean, I don't really think about it usually because I feel like if I get too much into it, then I might be change my play style, or I will think about it too much, and then I would make plays that I usually don't make, or I will think about it, way different view than I would usually. But I feel like I just do anything that I can do to win the game, and if it is making my jungler look insane, then that's how it is.
Yeah, let's talk about your play style a bit because I don't think. I mean, I think people understand what you do. You're very. You give up. You sacrifice a lot for your teammates, Blabber, the bottom lane, even Licorice at times to succeed. But looking at last split, I looked at the stats earlier, and after 15 minutes, you get the least amount of gold of any solo laner or AD carry, those three positions in the entire league. But you still do top 10 in damage. So how do you give up? How do you turn rocks into lemonades? Because you don't get any gold after 15 minutes, but you're still putting out the damage. How do you play that style so well?
I mean, for me, the way I think about the game right now is mostly winning bot or top is really important. I feel like even if the enemy mid has like a little bit of more gold than me, or if he has one more item than me, it doesn't matter because my ball lane will probably be ahead, and they can also carry. Also, I don't play champions that only scale, like Corki, Azir, these champions that usually don't win lane, but can carry team fights. I mostly just play for mid push and making plays around the map and just casually winning the game, even though I'm not usually the main carry. But I carry early game with Blabber, and I think that's what makes us also really good. So
Blabber's kind of like the puppet, and like you're trying to be the puppet master. Like you're trying to you're using him as a spear essentially, where you pump up everyone else so that you can win in the end.
yeah, kind of. I mean, I think that's the role right now as a mid.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of people are playing like Orianna right now, which for example I think is an okay pick, but if the enemy team knows what champions to play against it or how to play against Orianna in general, then I think you can abuse it, for example. But people just pick scaling into it, which is different, I guess. But yeah, I play way different than other mids. I think the only one that's close to me or like that kind of plays the same style is Caps, where he played Zoe against I think it was Mad Lions or I don't remember what team. He like TP top and then he sacrificed 2 mid waves to go bot and make their ball lane unplayable, And I feel like his view of the game is really interesting, and I feel like he understands really well of what a mid laner has to do right now. So yeah.
Let's talk about the true one roaming mid laner. And people might not know this, but you are a gigantic fan, maybe the number one fan of reigning world champion mid laner himself, Doinby. Talk a little bit about Doinby. When did this love affair start with you and Doinby? Because it seems like you just kind of subscribe to his play style, the way he thinks about the game. You watch his streams. You stay up late to watch FPX games. Tell us about what makes Doinby so great in your opinion.
Okay, so one thing that Doinby does that usually other people don't do is usually he always has push, no matter what happens, no matter what if he gets counterpicked or if I don't know if he has to give up 1 or 2 waves to roam, he doesn't care, and that's why FPX was so good last year, in my opinion. Also, he knows how to abuse his champion. He knows how to build. Usually, he has a way of thinking about the game with his jungler, which is really different. Because when I play against him at Worlds, I feel like I was just playing 1v2 24/7, and he was just abusing his jungler, and I was like, okay, maybe I should do the same, But yeah, just the way he set up plays, he shot calls, even like timing summoners and stuff to make more plays in the future is something that I learned from him too. So yeah, I think just the way he thinks about the game and makes every play possible is just really fascinating for me.
So obviously, you guys, especially you're hoping to go to MSI. You wanted to go to MSI. You wanted to play the Doinbees and the Fakers of the world. You won spring, finally. C9 was going to go to MSI. You're going to represent North America. Maybe NA could win an international title. But then, obviously, the coronavirus, the global pandemic, the tournament is canceled. Korea and China get the midseason cup. NA gets nothing. You guys are basically on a break for 2 months, scrimming, practicing, what have you. How big of a loss do you think not going to MSI was?
I think it was a big loss for us, to be honest, at least personally, because last year, for example, when we played finals in summer, I thought I was pretty good, right? Because I mean, I went toe to toe with Jensen, which was the best mid in NA, and I thought I would be pretty good at Worlds as well. But then we went to Worlds, and I realized that the level from other regions are just so much better than NA. So I was like, am I just playing really bad, or was I just in like a region where everyone is just bad and I just look good, right? So I just realized that NA was just really bad, and especially I think the play styles of the teams where your mistakes don't get punished, and also where everyone just AFK farms for late game. So yeah, I think it was a big kind of, how can I say, like I really realized it a bit too late because we were scrimming FPX, I think, and even like SKT, like every team IG and stuff, and they were just making plays 24/7 while I was like, okay, I don't know what to do because we never got stomped this hard, and we couldn't win any scrims because we had no playmaking, I don't know. It was just really confusing for me. And then now that I experienced that, I think I learned a lot, and I think that's also why we're kind of stomping in A right now, is because I realized that to do well at Worlds, I think we need to either stomp NA or at least win it, because every team here is not the greatest. And yeah, if we're not really good, then we won't do as well at Worlds either. So
Spring split, you stomped everyone. You lost, I believe, 2 games. You lost to EG once during the playoffs. You lost TSM during the regular season. You dropped 2 games. You go into summer now. The bullseye's on your back. Everyone wants to beat C9. Everyone's practicing hard. They have the 2 months off between spring and summer. TSM making moves. All these teams making transactions, trying to beat you guys. We're now in week 2. You played your first few games. Have they caught up at all? Or do you still feel, with a shadow of a doubt, that C9 is by far the best team in North America?
I think I can confidently say that we're still the best team in America. I think some teams are getting better. Like I'd say EG and TL, I think are the only two. I don't think that TSM are any threat to us at all. Yeah, I think only TSM and TL and EG can do anything against us. The other teams, I think they have no chance.
So looking, I want to give NA. Is there any hope for NA? Obviously, I think Cloud9. I think people are excited to see Cloud9 if you do qualify for Worlds, as you should. But do you think that NA as a region, if let's say it's you guys, TL, EG, maybe some sort of combination of those three, do you think NA will be better going to Worlds this year than they were last year, where we didn't even make it into the quarterfinals?
I think that's really hard to say, to be honest, because it depends on how good the other teams are. I think for us, I'm pretty sure we'll do well at the Worlds, or at least I would think we should get out of groups, at least, because I think our play style and just the way we play the game as a 5-man is just way different than last year. And also, the way we win is way different than last year as well. But about other teams, I cannot really tell. I think if TL and EG get better, then that means we will also get better. So yeah, I just hope there's more competition right now, and that every team can like learn from each other in a way.